My life in Nicaragua was awesome. I was there until I was 13 years old. I was born into the society of the country. My dad is an attorney and a composer, so our life was very good. It was happy time until I was about 13 years old. The government was not doing well. It was about to get overthrown, and the country's political situation was going from a dictatorship to a communist regime. So that was going to change everything. The grocery stores had no food to buy at the end. And I remember also that the electricity and water kept being cut off during the last few months. So we had to leave. My dad found out that a Red Cross plane, cargo plane, was coming into the country. We went to the plane and to the runway basically, and they told my dad, there is no room for your family or your suitcases. And my dad said, well, I'll make you a deal. I'll exchange a suitcase for every kid that I'll put in my family there. So the first one that went in was my mom. And our kids, their kids, they have 6 children. I'm the second one of the 6. Some of us were in the plane, some of us were out, and it was looking like my dad was gonna have to stay behind. And then one of my sisters said, I'll stay with Dad. Then she was gonna stay. Then all of a sudden, she felt this fear coming on her and she started to cry. All of a sudden, my dad is like, no, you can't stay with me. So she went on the plane and I was left next to him, standing by the plane, and I felt this abandonment feeling that came upon me. It was a terrifying thing. So then my dad decided to take more suitcases out, and I was on the plane. My dad was left behind, and I counted them. I always like numbers, so I counted them. There were 26 pieces of luggage. 1 suitcase made it on the plane, which was mine, and then my mom packed a little bag for each kid that had 1 outfit and a little bit to eat. All I can remember is seeing through the window my dad becoming smaller and smaller, just like when an airplane takes off. And I'll never forget that image. For some reason, at that time, when there were no more airplanes coming to the country, there was one that came from Argentina that had 1 seat left. They allowed him to get a seat on the plane, and he left all the luggage with the Red Cross. And from there, my mom's family in El Salvador and my dad's sister's family in Dominican, they bought 8 tickets for the whole family to leave El Salvador to Dominican Republic. And my mom, who had been a homemaker, all of a sudden, she became an entrepreneur. She became a jeweler. She started traveling to Miami, Florida to get certifications on how to become a jeweler. Through the jewelry business, I got my first little job. I volunteered to be her bookkeeper. Our parents decided to open an official branch of the business in Miami, Florida, and they met people that lived in Minnesota that fell in love with my family and said, we will help you. You guys get done with the legal part of it, so you come here legally. And then my parents came here the first time in January of '85 to scope it out. They said, you gotta come here in January, so it's the coldest time of the year. And they decided the people were so nice, the weather didn't matter to them. So my brother, he came first in August of '85. My sister, the one after me, came second. My turn came in January of '86. So I came here to a family and stayed in St. Paul, and then the next sister came in April of '86, and then my parents came in June of '86 with the 2 younger ones. It was such a happy time for the whole family to be together again. I am so grateful to this country and for all the opportunities to work myself through the chain, you know, and the ladder, the corporate ladder, if you want to put it that way, going from a teller to an executive at a bank that I helped start. I was the first employee at this bank, and we started it from 0. And that not every banker in America has the opportunity to do. And I, as an immigrant, had the opportunity to start a bank. Next year, in 2015, I'll be the chair of the Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Twin Cities board. And I also help other organizations like Opportunity International, which is the reason why it took me back to Nicaragua in December of 2012. After having not been there for many, many years. So, and of course, I also have written 2 books now, one that I published called Devotions for Working Women, because I truly wanted to help women in the workforce. And then the second book called Your Gifts, Your Calling, How to Connect the Two. I left all my friends in Nicaragua, and then again in Dominican Republic, all my friends from my teenage years. I was there from 13 to 19. So me personally, I left friendships, and that's why now I feel that I'm so attached to people, and to me friendships are like a treasure, they're like gold. And that's why I'm also so attached to this country. This is my land now, this is my home, and I don't want to leave. Even Minnesota, despite the horrible weather, I don't want to leave ever again anywhere.